Hello everyone, my name is Nathan, and today it's time for another episode of City Skylines. You have to excuse me, it is very early in the morning. I used the time that I have while my son is still sleeping in order to fix the game. When I logged in yesterday, I noticed around 11 or 8 to 11 FPS depending on what I was looking at. There was 30 FPS in scenarios like this, would be a fun episode. But I decided to address my FPS problem, and what I did is I disabled a bunch of mods that I rarely use. Now we're back to 17 FPS, maybe sometimes 15 in really bad times, but I consider everything below 15 FPS pretty much unplayable. So yeah, I wasn't taking the 8 FPS from before, but I'm gonna update my mod list in the description so you know which mods I'm still having. Most of the ones that we use on a regular basis are still in. In the previous episode, we finalized the cargo station for our farming district, so this looks more and more completed and I'm actually pretty happy about it. At the moment, I would say we could still use more jobs. Yeah, probably that. Or we are still in the progress of updating our buildings. That's probably more likely the case. Yeah, this entire district here can still upgrade, and here we are actually doing much better since we placed down more plazas and parks. And look at that, they are so close to upgrading. They just need a little kick off the edge and then we're gonna have like 3,000 more people with this. I think what we probably could do is set up a bus route every now and then and just lead it through this district. Looking at this, I don't even have a convenient way to turn around the bus. Well, I guess in this case we're just gonna take a dead end. They have a walkway to get past here from the tram station, and then we're gonna add a bunch of stops throughout the district. Then we are going... Ooh, let's see, I don't want to turn around there, so we'll have to stop right there, have a stop here, have a stop here, and then turn around. Actually, before turning around, we're gonna have another stop there, and then we're gonna do the same thing on the way back. That would be Neptune's Trident 1, okay, with 10 stops. Let's do around 8, let's do 10 vehicles. Same amount as stops is usually a good point to start off. Now theoretically, this is going to improve the land value, and I can already hear some upgrades here in the background. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That is gonna give us more people, and after that we can evaluate if we need even more residential. In the previous episode, I asked you about the pollution, and the ones that actually voiced their opinion were all in favor of removing the pollution. Clouds and Fog Toggler, disable industrial smog, and there we have it. Okay, before we continue, I want to evaluate how the city is going. 78% traffic. Let's identify a problem or two. Observing this little bit for a while, I feel like we can upgrade more of the road into a one-way. We should do that. So instead of just the entrance, we're also gonna upgrade this... Uh-oh. What just happened? Looks like the game crashed in a weird way. Stuck on the loading screen. I'm gonna be right back, guys. Okay then, let's try this again. I wanted to upgrade this road, and that's when the game started to act up, but we seem to be fine now. So if I have all of that set as one way, that should fix some of our problems, at least in this area. It's not really a problem. Let's maybe find something more pressing. I betcha below 80% there's something we are missing. I betcha the darn Forestry Industry has something to do with it. We will have to redesign this entire thing. This is really not going according to plan, and I think it would make it much easier if we went up at this place and then all the way bridge over to the bridge we already have. Yeah, you know what? This is a really bad deal. I should really turn this around. Get away. I want you to be a completely normal road so we can actually place the building against you. Maybe not. Let me place it somewhere else first. Gonna have you right here. Okay. Yeah, we should have enough space. I mean, what is this? This is facing... Wait. This was also facing the same road. Yeah, I feel like we have to be a little bit more radical about this. Let me place a road here, like so. And then we're gonna move all of our buildings that we need to get out of the way. It's time to rebuild this corner. I've been wasting so much time just trying to fix stuff. What was I thinking? Cool, there we go. Everything out of the way. Let's get rid of the road system as well. Except for this part, this is actually my tram loop. But then, instead of going back and forth, we will be continuing all the way down to here. Now we have two areas to set up more stuff. We can set up the large log yard there where it has been before, and then we're gonna do a second log yard into this road. No, let's do it into the main road because we have so many lanes and we do have the space for it. By the way, my son is just waking up. I can hear that in the background, so I'm gonna have to pause this in just a second. But let's first see what we can do about the district. I want to redo this part, and yeah, there's too much road around. I want to bring this slightly over so we can have this curved, and therefore the flow of the traffic is going to be much faster. We also want to exchange all of that in order to be the same road type. So a 6-lane road going straight into here and then taking a curve at this point. Yeah, probably right here. And if we have no traffic lights, they should be able to do that quite fluently. This way we don't have to redesign the entire idea of the district, but we will have to swap up how we do this. Let's actually see, can I bring this road a little further to the right? For instance, like so, that looks about right. And then we want to go into, can I do this please? Yeah, of course, we could just take a slight turn, and that potentially means we can fit another building, maybe barracks? No, the barracks are huge for the forestry. Yeah, it looks like it's still gonna be an issue to be able to place everything. Can I fit a building down there? I possibly could fit one of these. I'm not 100% sure. I mean, theoretically we have enough lanes to be able to accommodate that, but it could be an issue because it's in a delicate highway place. And it also doesn't allow me to place the last building here. I think I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, let's place that here instead. We can have another building here, no problem. And then one more. Ah, come on. Yeah, looks like we have to straighten this out a bit more, place it, and then move it back. Okay, now we should have the same functionality, but everything is slightly better. Can I get out of here? No. So first have to grab you, get you out, put you back. Can I go straight into here? That doesn't make sense. If I were able to move this building a bit more, just a little bit out of the way, and then move that and move up, yeah, that might just work out. I'm not 100% convinced yet, but it's looking good. It's looking good. Now we bring you back. It's not really visible that it's cheated a bit. Okay, I might actually be able to live with this, right? Let's unpause the game, see how they react. Are you happy about the change? I mean, with that we would have at least fixed the inner workings of the storage area, but it still doesn't fix our interchange or intersection, whatever the heck this is. That is something I will swap up next. But now I'm gonna take care of my son. He probably wants some breakfast. See you in a bit. Alrighty, I am back. We were about to revamp this entire mess, right? Yeah, let's actually do that. I want to get rid of everything maybe up to this point, and then we just want to raise this and make it better. So also the tunnels that go beneath this, they can go. We're going to do something else. I think we still want a similar concept with the arrangement. However, we're most likely not going to do that underground thing anymore. Actually, instead, what we could do is continue the tramway a little bit. So now instead the tramway follows in between the two highways, and we can make this a little more dynamic, possibly. Yeah, I think it doesn't matter too much with the trams. Let's first think about the other roads. This needs to go into here, but we also need a way from this highway over there. And speaking of highway, this should probably be one. Let's go with 4 lanes just in case. Then we're gonna grab one of these 4 lanes, just like that, go beneath here, join up with this. I think this could turn out nicely. Let's actually bring back the highway and just about make this the perfect distance. Yeah, that actually looks nifty. It's kind of hard to see from this angle. Okay, let's connect these roads. That's a 3-lane, and we want to go straight into here. I guess I first have to move this a bit. Hold on, let me actually redo this part. I have too many notes by now. Alright, there we go. This is much better. Maybe a little bit of a sharp turn, but what we had previously is nothing in comparison to this. Okay, so now I wonder, is there a way for me to continue this? Ah, come on! Well, there we go. I can do this. That's actually not too bad. Let's make sure it's rotated already. Then we can possibly hook this up here and continue straight into the district area. Though thinking about this, this should be at least 2 lanes. If not 3. Yeah, let's do 2 lanes for now. And now we just hook this up and can arrange it the way we want it. I need to make sure this slope is not too steep. So there is gonna be a little curve beneath the bridge, but I guess it's manageable. Just add a little curve here as well. And then this might
be a little sharp. Yeah, oh darn it. Maybe I can bring this here. Yeah, this might be better. Okay, that's actually not too shabby. Just needs a little fixing here and we are done. Very nice. Now all that's missing is a road leading into the district and we are golden. This way we have absolutely nothing underground, which is perfect. And I think I'm gonna drag this over to make this line even nicer. Whoops, okay, that's a bad idea. We can't do it. There's already this ramp going down, so I guess we're just gonna do a slight curve here. Maybe we can bring this just in a nifty place. Okay, I think I can actually live with that. The only thing that's missing now is the ramp up here. There was a connection here, and the vehicles from this side also were capable of going to the other side of the district. You know, at this point I wonder if we could just go up here since we did a couple of rearrangements. Maybe that's working out. I'm just testing it with the 6-lane roads. We'll see what we actually need. Also bridge up here and make the ramp a bit nicer. Okay, with that out of the way, we can probably do some testing and observing. Do these guys have access to the highway? Where are they going? They're going to the shipyard there. I'm not convinced yet. Let's let the game run and see what these guys are doing. One big question is, how is this one-way system gonna hold up? Also, are my trams still coming? Yeah, I'm not happy with the tram line. Maybe we should ramp down at this point and go beneath the bridge, join up with this guy. Yeah, that really might be the better idea. Let me get rid of this very briefly. We want to bridge down here, which of course is gonna be highly difficult. Slope too steep. It's not too steep. Okay, you know what? We're gonna do this a little more intelligently. Let's move this back. Instead, we're gonna move this over here. Then do the ramp. Now, it's not too steep. Great. Move this back again. Move this over here. And then we hopefully can just go beneath the bridge. Actually, not quite. This is a little more tedious than I anticipated. Okay, we did it, like geniuses. There we go. Drive and prosper, please. There's just this single ramp I'm not too happy with, but... actually, maybe we can fix it. Let's bring this over and then find the sweet spot. Come on, sweet spot. Yeah, there was a sweet spot. Okay. Traffic so far is okay, though there were no traffic lights generated. And I think right here, even though it is a highway, but we're probably gonna need a traffic light here and most likely here as well, just so that they behave a bit better. And we might even want one in this case, I'm not too sure yet. But this is definitely going to help since they can just go through. And I guess we also would like to have a curve at this place. Add a slight curve here. Can I continue this a bit? No, this is going to mess with my ramp. Okay, I guess you're going to have to do with just a slight curve here. Yeah, this way we have absolutely no problems because all the traffic goes into one direction. Now I just see these guys are changing the lanes in a weird way. Like, you don't want to use that lane, that just doesn't make sense. What we can do, however, is make this a two-way road. So 4 lanes going 2 ways, and now if we observe the arrows, you can see they will do a more intelligent job. Of course, I could have done that with Traffic Manager, but since it's the middle row piece, I think this might even look stylish. Okay, now we have to wait for this to clear up and see... Oh no, the freaking trams. I totally forgot about them. But I know a way to fix that. We just need to move the stop over here instead, right? So at least they only pass through. Okay, I'm gonna observe this a little bit, and if it functions, we're just gonna fix the last little details here and then start to decorate it. Okay, I observed this for a little bit and decided this is working phenomenally, this part. The only problem we still have here is the cargo station, but that's something I want to redesign anyways. It's not done with the rails. We do know, however, the rails at this point are working out, but now let's actually pause the game. There are some parked cars here. What a bunch of no-lifers. Anyways, our most pressing issue at the moment is the export route. We have a clogging up system with both our routes. So what we gotta do at this point is unlock this guy, and we're also gonna unlock this one. So that was mighty expensive. However, check this out. These are the stations, and I believe there is not enough space here. And if that works, I'm gonna be eternally grateful. So you told me I have to make the first node longer, and we're gonna make this as long as possible. Let's actually delete some of the tracks, and we're gonna bring this further enough for a couple of trains. Then we wanna hook this up and observe it again. So, oh, check this out. That disappeared completely. These guys are now coming
So this train can go all the way here, and we still have the space for one more. Oh no, it's still waiting in front of the node. No, actually, it works. Look at that. It works. Oh, guys, you're amazing. Look at that. They just disappear. They drive and disappear for some reason. Yeah, check this out. All we have to do is make this first node substantially larger. Though, before I do that, I want to check if we still have import trains. I mean, I haven't seen any trains coming in thus far, and that is slightly concerning. Maybe I exaggerated a little bit. Let's try this again, and we're gonna make it less extreme. Maybe just the length of one train, and then we're gonna redo this part. Ah, check this out. Now we can actually have trains spawn. No, that just spawned and despawned again. And now this guy is coming here again and stopping. I have no idea what's going on, but now at least we had a train spawning in again. So maybe just a bit more. Come on, this gotta be possible. What happens if I move this node? That is so weird. Ah, that's so crazy. I never noticed how they do it. They just walk into the map and then spawn a car. Okay, it seems to be working at this length for now. I'm just gonna wait until this is clogging up again, and then we are gonna do... Sorry about that. We want to do something similar here. Make the first node at least one train length long. Maybe the despawning of the trains before wasn't a good thing, but I just lost the materials, never received the money from them. Okay, well, at least they seem to be using the lanes efficiently now, for some reason. I mean, they can't just use both lanes. This first node is acting like a train station, really. But yeah, we really have a problem here, especially with the exporting rails. So I think I'm gonna make a third line. Let's do that. We're gonna use a one-way track in order to bring out all of our people into different cities. So at least all of these passenger trains that you can see now are not using that rail to get out. They will instead have all of these rails we're building right now in order to queue up. There we go. They are actually also using it. I was slightly concerned about that. That is hopefully gonna help us out. Okay, looks like this actually is slowly but surely doing the trick. At least I see more movement in the trains. So thank you very much about the trick. It's not working as quick as I first suspected, but increasing the size of this node does seem to do something. One thing I forgot to tell you about the forestry industry is I changed this 2-lane into a 4-lane, and I think to wrap this up we can then swap this into 3 lanes. Yeah. Pretty good. It's still holding up. The traffic at the moment 81%. So that means we can continue. Let's maybe first take care of the rail portion. So everything that is below the forestry industry we are now gonna try to finalize. However, even before that we might want to make this a more permanent setup, and Pyro, an extraordinary commenter, gave me a tip on how to make the stations a bit faster. What we want to do potentially is have a V-shape going into the station. Now we shall see if that really helps, but it is supposed to make the whole loading and unloading process faster because they don't have to make such a sharp turn. I can certainly see the reasoning behind it when they go out, so they almost go straight. It definitely seems to do something for the guys exiting, but I think I would have to make this even crazier, something like that. Not 100% convinced yet. Also, it does look a bit silly. Let me see what changes if we make this a little straighter. Now, what do you think? Is this substantially slower or not? One thing I observed is that if people want to go straight, they still use the right lane, and that is a really bad thing. I only want you to go there, right? And then you also go here, I guess. Maybe let's take away the right lane entirely. Right, I would say, now that we improved on a bunch of things, is this all part of my forestry industry? Yes, indeed. It's time to go back to zoning a bit. I want all of these random businesses to open back up. Also, along this road, we can take some more, I would say. Yes. Finally, right here, and also in this square, we want some stuff going on, but not here, I think. Okay, that is probably enough. Maybe just a bit more here in the back. We can even have some small businesses and barrels and stuff, whatever they set up if they only have one square. Alright, good. I'm quite happy with that arrangement. We're gonna let these guys develop a little bit. And then once we know it's working, it's time to fill up the rest with forest. So it does look a little more foresty in the forestry area. I gotta admit, the trains are really delicate. For instance, this intersection was just a tad too close to the station.
And that was my mistake. So once we rebuild the rails, we're gonna have to be really careful about what we do. If any trains stop within an intersection, we're basically screwed. Now this guy, yeah, this guy is gonna cause problems. Look at that. That's a no-go. What that essentially means is we need to push this intersection a little further so that we can fit 2 trains. Yeah, just 1 train was clogging up the entirety of the system that's coming behind it. And you also told me that sometimes the cars will have to wait to be able to deliver their goods to the cargo station if the trains don't run smoothly. And it's just one domino effect after another, eventually destroying your city. Yeah, we'll have to fix this too. What I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna make 2 ways, like so, and then go in right there. This is also not enough space. Man, this is gonna drive me insane. I can already see that. Well, first things first, let's get this bridge out of the way. So let me try this again. We're gonna leave the space for 1 train in here, then the space for 1 here, space for 1. Can we fit 2 trains? Not so sure about that, but we are gonna continue here and then join up with you. Okay. Ah wait, we could do this way more elegantly at this place. This bridge is only used one ways mostly anyways. So we could go beneath this overpass, then bridge up and then turn around and then go down again. We could then go ahead and rearrange the tracks a bit. Let me actually rearrange this entire thing. We wanna orient this against the road again. We can also move this really close to the station now, so we have something similar going on like in the farming industry. Gotta be a bit more careful here because the tracks are overlapping too much. Okay, this is the best results thus far. Gotta be honest with you, it's not as beautiful as I would have liked it. Good enough though, I would say. And now we can connect this up as well, if we're lucky. No, I don't think we're gonna be lucky. I have to do something crazy first. Okay, and then hook you guys up. That is gonna be my arrangement, I would say. Okay, let me come back to this once I made it a tiny bit more beautiful. Alrighty, we are back and I tried to beautify how the tracks are running. This one here I still want to make straight, so that's gonna change. This one here is also not gonna be that wobbly, but the main thing is we put together the entirety of the track here. Let me actually see, could I potentially get this closer? I mean, it would be fabulous if all the gaps were to disappear without too many graphical errors. But I have to admit, it is more difficult than it looks. Maybe we can fix this just a bit. Yeah, you see the problem there. Okay, but it's not too shabby, I would say. Also, by the way, I went back to the V-shape because it is clearly faster. The way they actually queue up is so smooth. If you're having issues, I would suggest you do something like that. Maybe we can make it look more beautiful in a future episode. The main thing is my forestry industry is now more or less completed. And once we are sure we have this traffic under control, I would say we can start beautifying the rest of it. But I'm pretty happy with the results, just requires a little bit of filling the gaps. Cool, with that out of the way, we're gonna wrap it up for today. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great time and see you soon. Bye bye.